Yes, this video is to demonstrate a way to override the DF sensor, which is the drawer full indicator sensor on the litter box 3 litter robot 3, I guess it's called anyway. You know what this is. And it's the old blue light blinking. Sits there and blinks all the time. And that means that the drawer is full. It's never full because these DFI drawer full indicators fail. This one is one, I've worked on quite a few of them. This one I say is the D1 dead. The D1 is, I'll show you right here. There's 4 sensors on these things. Here is a Delta 3 sensor. There's a Delta 2 sensor. No, there's Delta 1, Delta 3, Delta 5, and Delta 7. These are the emitters. And when one of those fails, it does not operate. It gives you the blinking blue light. Any one of them. You can tell when these fail by using this video camera. I use my iPhone. You put it in video mode and you go up in there with it turned on, and you got to work at getting the focus just right and in a dark environment, but you'll be able to see all 4 of those emitters emitting a faint light. And if you only get to 2 or 3, 1 or 2 or 3 have failed, and it's not going to work. So that's how you can diagnose it. I've had lots of these litter boxes, and it seems like that's the common failure of all of them, is these emitters. Can't really replace them. It's a sealed thing. You really can't get it in there and replace them. So anyway, the litter robot people have been good at supporting this. This is the generation 1. This is what came in the litter box 3. And they came up with a generation 2 in the Wi-Fi edition, which is a different technology for the sensor. Those sensors were way too sensitive. So they gave you the same indication because they would get a little dust on the sensor. I mean, a very little bit of dust, and they would cause the same failure. The sensor didn't fail. It was just so sensitive that it caused a lot of people failures. So the litter box people would replace them with a replacement unit. They finally come up with a better version of these DFI sensors, which I have here, which is an L3 DFI kit version 2. Version 2 is the important thing. And as you can see the difference here, I have never put one of these in. I'll put it in today, but they're different. And it's a different bracket. I can put these brackets together and you can see it looks like it's got a little different holder inside of the plastic bracket, which is going to hold that. So these brackets will not work with this DFI version 2 kit. But anyway, so that's the little bit of history. Hopefully this version 2 is going to work good for people. It's about 80 bucks, I believe. And 80 bucks is too much for me. So what I've done is I have created a workaround that costs you very little. And I will show you that going forward. Okay, here is the lighting tape that I bought to fix the cat pan. As you can see, Patriot item number 3462521, and it is just a white LED. Make sure when you buy it that you don't buy a strip that doesn't have the LEDs in it. They make just power strips for like $5 that won't have the light LEDs in it. It's just to take power across the cabinet without a without any lights. So this has the LEDs in it. This is the cheapest one I could find. What I'm going to do is cut this off right there, which is going to give me, you know, 4 inches of tape, 3 LEDs, 3 lights. You can get this at Menards, and you could probably use just about any kind of these tape lights. If you have one that you're doing on a cabinet, or you find one around, this is just what I could find. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to show you how to disassemble the little robot. There's plenty of videos on that. This is the one, particular one I'm working on. But another way before I get started that you can diagnose whether this DFI is not working correctly and that this workaround will work for you is fire it up, have a flashlight. I use this flashlight here. Might be able to use a flashlight on your iPhone, just any kind of flashlight. Stick it in here and shine it. Just the regular flashlight in there with a, and leave it on, and then plug your little robot in. It will see that the blue light will not blink, and it will cycle. Do a normal cycle reset, and the blue light will be a solid blue light because it's seeing that the light pass between here and there. You're just flooding the compartment with light rather than separate beams going across. So the workaround will not probably tell you that your drawer is full. That's the drawback, is it's kind of a bypass. But if you check it every 3-4 days, I empty this once a week, and it's never above the level that it's going to stop it from running. So that's not an issue for me. Very economical fix, though, and I've yet to find one on the internet that is the fix. So let's get right to it. What this is, and I'll show you later with the video, these are 3 LEDs on a strip light that you use for under-counter applications to light up your counter in your kitchen. It's 12 volt, and the reason I use a 12 volt is because these are the leads from the battery backup that's already built into the little robot. I mean, there's probably the label on the thing. But anyway, those are spare wires that are just put inside here, or they may be out this box underneath here. But anyway, they're there to hook up a battery to give you backup power. Nobody does that. So, but this is 12 volt coming right off the main board. I've tried many lights, and this seems the simplest because you already got onboard power. The length is right there, so you just build this thing up. So I will disassemble this to show you how I created it. And here is the second half of the DFI. It should be located here. I just remove that because you have to have all this circuitry for the unit to think everything's working. But then you just add a light over here that shines light all the time, and it works great. You're looking at what, 10, 12 bucks for something like this? You might have some of those laying around. All right, here we go. I'll take this apart and you can see what I got. Here are the connectors I used. Put on there. Here's a Phillips screwdriver. Show you the scale. They're kind of smaller. They're smaller than the normal automotive, but they're used in a lot of different applications. I had to build that one because I didn't have two of them. But anyway, to match up with that. That way it's non-destructive. You haven't done anything. This comes already installed in the little robot. That's supposed to go onto your backup battery. Okay? So this is basically what I'm building, which is basically connector, 2 wires, red and black is best. Cut off a small strip of LED lights, solder them on correctly, 12 volt negative, and then hook them up and stick it in there. Okay, here is the 12 volt under the counter lighting. I just cut, I believe you have to cut it in a length that the thing will work, and I think they're usually like 3, but it'll be marked on the strip, you know, with a little line on the strip, and then it goes 3 more, then a line, 3 more, and a line. It just continues on and on and on. These come in whatever, you know, 10, 15 foot length strips. I only needed, you know, whatever, 4 inches. 3 emitters you can't do. You might find one that can only do 1 or 2, I don't know. But this is what worked for me. Anyway, again, this is the battery backup lead that's already built in the box. Red is positive, black is negative. And I just put a, as you can see down here on this strip, the top one says plus 12 volts and minus. So obviously that's your positive and negative. There you go, 12 volt plus, negative. So you just solder your red and your black wire, match them up to red and black on your battery backup. It's already built in, and it powers that strip. That strip lights up like a Christmas tree. Works good. Double stick tape. Just double stick taped it in the existing one, and you know, you just mount it in there. And it's constantly on all the time. But when you put the tray in, you don't even see it. Okay? Not really an issue. Just store this somewhere. Just, you know, duct tape it somewhere so it doesn't rattle around. It has to be there. So you have your original one in here. Just take this unit out. Tape it here. You still have to have it hooked up here. So you really don't even have to disconnect the existing faulty DFI at all. You just pull this out. Pull the board out of the plastic, and then you build this little light and double stick tape it in that plastic and reinsert it. Pretty easy. Here is the little robot finished and in working condition. It's been running about a month this way. And I could show you. There is your 3 LED lights. And it's running with the DFI with the D3 emitter dead. That's why those lights have been installed to override it. Works great.